Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Ellis, and I want to talk to you a little bit about the impact that the low carbohydrate diet is making on the country. A lot of people are adopting it, and they're making two critical mistakes in doing this. They're following the Atkins version of this diet, which is filled with many flaws, and then they're also believing that there's such a thing as good carbs and bad carbs. Now, what typically happens is that everybody still buys into the idea that fat is bad for them. So when they adopt the low carbohydrate diet, they do both low carb and low fat. Well, now what you're stuck with is a higher consumption of protein. They talk about eating lean meats because we can't eat fat, it's bad for us. So we're going to eat lean meats without the fat on them. Well, now lean meat can typically be 60%, 70% protein. Well, the thing you don't know is that 66% of all the protein you eat gets converted to carbohydrate. So now you're trying to do low carb and you're actually still doing high carb because you're afraid of fat. And then you're getting all the problems. And the way I see this in my clinical nutrition practice is people say, I'm following that low carb diet. Well, we know that the low carbohydrate diet will slash your appetite. In fact, it causes people to reduce their food intake by 30% right away. No hunger. You won't have that problem anymore. And I'm sitting there interviewing people who are on the low carb diet and they tell me how they're famished. Why are you famished? And I go through it and find out they're also eating low fat, high protein. This is a critical mistake. What must you do? Eat higher amounts of fat. Get your hamburger and make sure it's 20% fat and 80% lean. Now, this may shock you, but as I teach, cholesterol and fat were never the cause of heart disease or any other diseases. It is, in fact, the carbohydrates. So we don't want those carbohydrates either coming from protein or from carbs themselves. So that's an important tip you can use as you proceed on your life-changing low carbohydrate diet.